nothing. Most people don't understand the fight at hand. The invisible Most High is making sure most desired will be desired. So, we're in a battle, a spiritual battle. That's right. Now that you are awake, welcome to my show. This is the Mad Director here. For many are called, but few are chosen. The fight is on for hip versus hop. That's the fight against spiritual principalities in high places. That's right. So this is about what happened in the garden from time. This is about jealousy. This is about many of you that are in lost station of who you are in this world. And as we watch the Diddy trial, I'm not sure why this camera is so blurred, but let's wipe it up a little bit. It's funny, when I wipe it, the more viewers come in. It's like people love seeing bull stuff, and it's like they want to be entertained. I don't know. Anyways, we wiping it. So, basically, for many of you, you're still in the matrix. So, we had to become Fishburne for all of you out there that are still in the matrix. That's right. So if you're still in the matrix, we're going to snap you off the matrix. We're going to give you spiritual ramifications as to who you are in this world. Pick your choice. Choose life, because death is, in fact, about to go. For many of you that are still lost in this life, we shall overcome the darkness. For many are called, but few are chosen. Hop is getting off, and now hip hop will be changed forever. Hip, light is the way. Get ready for the revolution. Now we're going to get into a story. I'm your host, Moses Anomaly. Welcome to my show. For many of you that's not used to watching a show on YouTube, on cell phone, this is how we do it, because we are in hiding. Most people call me the Mad Director. I am defective away from Hollywood. As we speak, 2025, the come down of the imaginations of many is on the way. Many will be casted down. Now we're going to focus on a man on trial by the name of Diddy. He has caused a lot in this game, but he's not the one on trial only. America is also on trial in heaven. And that means the casting down of the accuser of our brethren, which is all of us in the world that are trying to live life with peace of mind. Many of us are lost because this whole game has been taken into the realm of death, of prostitution, and enslavement of many people. And we, along with YouTube, are fighting the revolution. We want YouTube to support this live. We want every one of us to understand and learn from this opportunity. As we got video making skills, we need to change the game. Nothing new under the sun until the ones that are awoke and enlightened comes under the sun. So understand the truth, and it shall set you free. We're going to go ahead and watch TMZ. This is TMD, the Mad Director. And TMZ is going to give us a little bit of insight into the Diddy trial of Hop. We're going to call Diddy Hop because Hip is Tupac. Diddy is Hop. So we got to get rid of Hop. In a way, he's got to face his demons. So if you feel like you're Diddy out there, get the Diddy out of you, out of hip hop. And if you got to realize you got to strengthen your hip to become into the kingdom, you realize time to build, time to rebuild, time to understand the vision. Where there's no vision, the people perish. It's the truth. So we're going to go ahead and type it in, you know, all this police everywhere, god damn, trying to save the world. Can't even save your own goddamn life. All right, let's go ahead. So, we're going to go ahead now and make y'all listening to, you know what, maybe we're going to show it too. Yeah, we're going to show it because we want people to understand that, you know, we like to show y'all things so you can be, you know, in alignment with what you're hearing, but many people want to be a child. Don't want to understand. Listening is the best. It's key. You don't got to see everything. Just listen. God damn. Anyways, we're going to go into this trial. All right. All right. Biggie Dunn warned Diddy. No more party and bullshit. See, Biggie was the party and Diddy was the bullshit. Unfortunately. We're giving y'all spiritual ramifications right here. And this is why the king loved the track, but the king understood the poetry behind the party and bullshit. So we must all go through the life after death. So Diddy is going through his death, so to speak. All right, so let's hear this now.
There is now testimony in the case, and the opening statements, Charles here, the Diddy trial is underway. There have been opening statements, and there is now testimony in the case. And the opening statements,
let's give you guys a little bit of
predictably laid out.
There's no image anyways, but anyways, let's hear this.
Diddy's defense of what the prosecutors started.
See,
with a bang, with
that's Hip
statement that
and that's Hop, for example.
Get a lot of headlines, but more importantly,
Hip,
get
Hop.
the attention of
Hip,
jury,
Hop.
talking about
Hip,
details,
Hop.
graphic details
Hip,
from
Hop.
the freak off.
So Hop is gone,
and
Hip is in.
People watching this
Let's
is
do
gonna
this.
Get graphic, right? And there's a reason
Unfortunately.
last week kept saying that told the prospective jury.
Listen.
It will be graphic.
Let's just listen.
What was said this morning by the prosecution said that Diddy hired escorts for these freak-offs, and that it wasn't just sex. There were other acts that were going on. The one they said that really got everyone's attention, they claimed that he hired escorts, on one occasion, hired an escort and forced him to urinate on
God
Cassie.
damn.
And then that he forced not only the escort to do this, but Cassie is the way the government lays it out. So we talked about this in our morning meeting today, so let's just be real here. This is shades of R. Kelly. And that reason
Hop says,
I mean, I don't think there's any question that R. Kelly paints a picture that kind of resonated with everybody. And the prosecution came out of the gate with something that is
R. Kelly has repented.
They want to
He spent his time. I think he should be released in 2 years. Diddy, about to go through it, brother. Repenting is near, Diddy. Gotta do it.
So if you got him convicted, of course, and that's you want it right, and that's effective. Yeah. They also, and I think this is going to become a really important part of this case on both sides. The prosecution painted Diddy as a violent, jealous man who could not handle any attention heaped on Cassie by any other man. Right. And that was part of their argument around the videotape, which obviously they mentioned as well. They talk about that beating, and the government was setting up what they know that Diddy's side is going to say this was not about forcing her to stay. This was an argument about jealousy, about she thought I was, found another phone number. So the government is trying to rebut that already. Right?
Well, yeah, and the defense already came out of the gate in their opening statements addressing that. And they are saying that, Diddy is a violent man. They said that he has a huge anger issue, controlling his temper.
They said there's domestic, they said, yes, there was domestic violence.
That's the key. That's the key. They are saying that this relationship was steeped in domestic violence. And they're alleging on both sides, it was the nature of their relationship. Now, domestic violence is a crime, but it's a state crime. He's not being prosecuted
for that.
He's
being prosecuted
so
for.
That's
they also reminded the jury of that.
And that's why they're raising it right now. They're saying, look, we're conceding it. There was a lot of domestic violence, they say on both sides. But if you want to target Diddy for a domestic violence abuser, guilty as charged, it's just he's not charged here. This would have been a state crime. It's not your job. Right. So they're coming out of the gate trying to diffuse what they know is coming next, which is the Cassie video.
Right. Yeah, and look, I think that's a pretty sound strategy to basically concede on the issues that they can't really win. There was some violence. That video tells a pretty vivid story, but that's not what he's on trial for. However, I think the prosecutors have a pretty interesting case. It sounds like they're sort of kink-shaming Diddy about his private affairs, but the further you get away from the norm, where you have escorts who are saying that they were maybe ordered to urinate on Cassie, it starts to look like it can't be consensual, and that's what they want to convince the jury, is that no one wants to be urinated on. So saying these were consensual terms of a relationship gets harder to believe to a juror once you've established that he's doing things so far outside of the norm.
Yeah, and so, the defense said essentially, look, this is his lifestyle, this is his life, and that they are essentially trying to go inside Diddy's bedroom to prosecute him when they couldn't get him elsewhere. It's stunning to me that this parallels exactly what one of the lead lawyers, Mark Agnifilo, told us in our documentary, The Downfall of Diddy. I believe it was the second installment. This is what Agnifilo said, and they presented essentially this to the jury.
Let's switch our focus to the government. In my opinion, I'm just going to say it the way it is. No friend historically of the successful black man. Okay, none. And they start making this case, in my opinion, as a takedown of a successful black man. Here's a man who has made some of the most important businesses owned by a black man. Run, owned, created, founded. The vision was that of a black man. What have we done? We have reduced him, not everyone, but a large amount of our society, to being a monster. That should make us shake in our boots.
So
well, before you go further ahead, no, what you guys have led him to do was the same thing that was led Judas to do to Christ. Christ, in fact, said the same thing. So y'all led Diddy to get Shakur killed based on money, based on y'all wanted to pervert our business and our community and our life and everything y'all want to pervert and perverse. And y'all use some of us against us, and there's just complete coercion. It's just ridiculousness of an economical gain. None shall gain. And that's why this is happening. Foolish ones, always about nothing but bullshit. And they know who they are. But what they didn't know is that the light is coming through, and no matter what, darkness will be erased. Let's continue.
To what Tony Garagos said during opening, that this is that she said the government has no business in his bedroom. They have no business judging him or trying to charge him with crimes based on how he lives his life consensually in his bedroom.
So there are three main charges here. There's racketeering. the difficulty prosecutors have in this case is racketeering is usually an organization. This one, they're focusing on an individual. The only person charged with racketeering is Diddy.
Right.
And they're saying essentially he ran a crime organization centered around all of this. The second thing they're arguing is this interstate transportation, which is what we call the Mann Act, which requires force or coercion or duress. And that's going to be a huge point that the defense is going to raise, namely that did these alleged victims, who were ex-girlfriends, most of them, did they do this consensually, or were they pressured to do it?
Well, the prosecutors did talk about that, not so much with Cassie, but with another ex-girlfriend who they're referring to as Jane Doe, and they said that she is going to testify that she was, having sex with these escorts, but she always wanted them to wear condoms, and Diddy forbade that. So they are not going to wear condoms. And she says that she admits taking drugs, and she's going to testify to that, but that she is going to say that she only took them to get through it, because this was not something she really wanted to do, and that Diddy was, there's the coercion that the government needs to show the jury. So.
But the third one is this interstate transportation of a sex worker, which doesn't require fraud, duress, or coercion. That's the one, in a way,
they kind of got him on.
Yeah.
Because he's admitting that.
Well,
he's admitting.
But you know what the issue is? The issue is, are these sex workers?
Right.
And that's going to be a big part of this, because if they are sex workers and the jury believes it, and they did cross state lines, he's going to have a tough time with that third charge. But the argument they're going to make is these people, they were men, were not sex workers. That's going to, again, this is going to get
then the definition of what makes
what makes somebody a sex worker.
And is that, are one of those sex workers, one of the escorts, going to be testifying for the government saying, yes, I was a sex worker? If they have that.
Our information is that we know of at least one person who has been subpoenaed, who they say is a sex worker. This guy says he wasn't a sex worker, although concedes that he was in that room having freak-offs with Cassie, as Diddy watched. So that, there are three very different charges here, and they're all going to be kind of intermingled in terms of the testimony, but ultimately the jury is going to be told, look at this, here are the elements, look at this, here are the elements, and look at this, here are the elements.
By the way, just a couple quick things, a little bookkeeping. The jury that was finally seated this morning, 8 men, 4 women. Reportedly, the 8 men are split evenly, 4 men of color and 4 white men, and the women are all women of color. So interesting. We'll see what that does. And Diddy's, we should also say Diddy's family, his kids were all there. I don't know if they're going to be there every day, but all of his kids, the twins, his sons were all there.
And before court started today, he was in court reading a Bible.
Yes, and actually, I just saw a report that says that he has been at every opportunity reading that Bible while he's in court.
Hi, it's Tasha from Brooklyn, and I mean, we've moved past the 6-pack of white women on the jury, and we've arrived at 8 men and 4 women. So I still think there's a big bias here, especially if the defense is mounting this narrative that, on some level, boys will be boys. Like, we can maybe allegedly commit domestic violence, but we also have our kinks, right? And I think that naturally will lend itself to some more sympathy from the male perspective, if I had to be honest. But I'm also honestly very surprised that the jury won't be sequestered, given how much information is out there.
You hit on something, because I got to tell you, I don't know how this jury avoids social media. You open your Facebook page and boom, there's a feed.
I don't know how exactly. If they go onto social media, they're going to see something about the trial. The judge has said they are not to watch news or
impossible
or use the internet.
It is
how is
just impossible for a 9-week trial. That is going to be the biggest hurdle to avoid a mistrial. Okay, we're going to take a break.
All right, when we come back, they are back. That would be when Taylor Swift And one Travis Kelce out and about together this weekend. We will show you where they showed up, we would think, quelling all the rumors of a breakup. But you know how the internet is. Well, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce certainly...
Well, we're done with that. The truth of the matter is, we only do a little bit of this, and we give you guys our 2 cents. We got no time for these clowns. It's all about the crown. No time for clowns. It's all about the crown. Okay? So, that being said, we about to finish the show now. Let me give y'all my 2 cents. And then I'm going to let the music speak for itself. With that being said, it's just what it is, all right? So, y'all can understand that hip-hop is definitely lost its mind. It's gone mental. So there needs to be a mental illness claim on hip-hop. That's right. So, we're going to make sure that everything is taken care of. So let's get that claims ready. Let me turn that camera around, and then I can play y'all something that's gonna make it easier for y'all to understand while I listen in myself. All right? So stay out of the matrix. Just know when to enter and know.
Yes, first it was hip.
That's
then
right.
It's hot. So what you think? Now we about to get it on with the hip.
That's right.
Drop the hot. Ain't no time for no beer drop. That's what keeps you asleep. All that hopping like a bunny. Foolishness with your honey. Everybody wanna talk sunny, but they don't know sunny or understand it. No, they don't understand dark.
That's right.
Yes, my brother G. Craig Lewis.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready to hear this? I'm about to end the show. I just wanted to hear this track on this. Somebody told me this track is hot. Let's hear what it's saying.
That's right.
All right.
Black Jesus, they understand.
You know what? Matter of fact,
We don't got nothing to do with y'all.
let's hear this.
40 cows, 40,000 cows for y'all. All y'all gotta go. Don't you understand? The atonement has been done. So you better understand. It ain't about the cows. Back in Egypt, it's about the atonement. And it's already done. Yes, Diddy, you was wrong. Now you in jail based on the fact you played Judas like a Hooters, like the Houthis and Tooties and Cookies. All them Toochies. Chichi Bati boy, damn talk shit. Break him down like a hot flip. Put him down. Take him out. Line him up on the wall. We don't give a damn. Bring your Jezebelians. Full of rebellions. We gon' take him down. Isaiah. Call my little brother. Yes, time to go to war with these suckers. Talking this and that. We ain't playing no more game. Ain't no next episode. Now we take him out. End of the season. Conclusion. The mad director done told ya. It's a wrap. Bitch. Don't hold ya. Don't you get it? This ain't what you need. Separation is what you need. Yes, it's a divorce. A new marriage. Real black love coming back to the kingdom. That's right. Ain't nobody telling us anything anymore. No, I am not Musa. I am Moses. Get it twisted or you get mitosis. I don't play this game no more. The translation or what you call lost station of languages is the confusion. That's right, Tower of Babel. It's about to end like a Tower of Apple. Taking candy from a baby like a apple. Suckers never understood because they were in a fable. Fable mind stated. Now we bring it to you, annihilated. Yes, get in the hip light. You soft ass, hip soft niggas. You lukewarm. You gotta be hip on. that spirit's hip off. You know what I mean? Don't you get it twisted. It's not that about anything, all black and white, but it's all about you, the children of the light.
That's
Wake
right.
up. No way
We're
out.
gonna hear this again. We're gonna hear this again.
That's what.
We're gonna talk this
it's all
conversation
about.
right here. Y'all listening to my conversation. Listen close. Open your ears.
But then God said, peace, be still. There goes the door. One door closes, another opens. For no divination against the children of true Israel, Jacob. For we shall overcome, and we have. Hip-hop has been demolished. No longer will our brethren. The atonement has been done by the Shakur comfort. Now, the casting down of all imaginations, the better one. That's right. Complex arithmetics. We gotta solve this. Yeah. The truth about the demon hip-hop. We gotta separate the hip from the hop. Like the tears. Cause we're the wheat hip. You don't know. Get ready. Get ready. Ha. Yes. The hip is my mother lover. The hop is a motherfucker. You know the game don't stop when they try to rock. Talk about they want to take our game. This is befitting. I have to spit this. The truth about hip hop. From Pac to Snoop. It's about the two kingdoms. What you know about the truth. I'ma give you spiritual ramifications. Now you wanna know the knowledge. Now we have to get in the garden. Everybody wanna speak that all-hearted. Yes, with your burden. No, with your button. Yes, come to the word, the light. That's how you know you have been away from the darkness. Or otherwise, you ain't studying, praying, applying. I'm doing this off the top of my head with the spiritual of the ancestors inside, but mostly the Christ, the top of the list, the one to bring you the Shakur comfort. That's what it means. Amen. Amen. The truth is, yes, it's true. So you know the word, spiritual wow. Don't you understand dark sentences? But you gotta understand. It's so phenomenal. Yes, you know who I be. Moses Anomaly. Anomaly. That's right, you never heard of me. But now you get to know me. But you get to know me. What you wanna know me? But you gotta know the word. Cause I ain't the one to bring you salvation this time. But I'm doing my world, my rule, not your world. I ain't from around here, so you better understand. Even though I sound like you ain't about what you about. So I'm bringing the word to you in your tongue. That's right, I ain't from where you from. So you better understand it ain't about around. I'm just bringing you the true story of the inner man. This hip, this hop. What you know about it, it's bigger than hip hop. It's all spiritual. Yes, the atonement has begun by the Shakur. We have to get realized. The revolution will not be televised, so the lights will be shut off. So we better get ready to bring hell on earth down, cast them all down. This is the next season for the reason, because we done told you life after death done hold you. Everything you know about Machiavelli done hold you. Everything you know about the truth of the king done spoil you. Don't worry about King of Babylon, don't. He ain't about the real thing, he's a McDonald. Controversial, funny enough. was a pimp since 90s, better yet 70s. What you talking about? Change your name to be the last Trump? Or better yet, your son Devin. He is making the earth desolate because the end has come in front of the Lord. We just characters in one big book of our fathers. Don't you worry, this is the vision of the night. Don't you worry, it ain't scary. Children, living you stories that you must understand spiritually, not according to the way of the demon that was set, the curse of hip-hop. That's right, it's the same curse that was set on Africa. So don't ever call it that. Call it one nation, Afri nation. That's the truth. Say it again, Afri nation, Afri nation, one nation. Say it again, Afri nation, Afri nation. We one nation. Yes, that's right. We break it down into 12 parts. Yes, from the north to the south, all the way to the west, then to the east. Afri nation, breaking down into 12 parts. So 4 on the left, 4 on the right, 4 on top, and 4 on the right side on top. Yes, so we can understand how to bring community, how to build from scratch, even though everybody wanna say the Lord will bring heaven on earth. I think the time is now, so you better understand. It comes through us doing the act of the believers. Yes, first it was hip, then it's hot. So what you think? Now we're about to get it on with the hip. Drop the hot. Ain't no time for no beer drop. That's what keeps you asleep. All that hopping like a bunny. Foolishness with your honey. Everybody wanna talk sunny, but they don't know sunny or understand it. No, they don't understand dark sentences. Yes, my brother G. Craig Lewis, you understood the musical thing because you in my generation. We gotta bring out the truth of this divination. We have to bring this, cast down all imagination. That's right, rebuke them with the blood of Christ. Black Jesus, they understand. We don't play this game no more. We don't got nothing to do with y'all. We don't slaughter 40 cows, 40,000 cows for y'all. All y'all gotta go. Don't you understand? The atonement has been done. So you better understand. It ain't about the cows back in Egypt. It's about the atonement. And it's already done. Yes, Diddy, you was wrong. Now you in jail based on the fact you played Judas like a Hooters, like a Houthis and Tooties and Cookies. All them Toochies. Chichi Bati boy, them talk shit. Break him down like a hot flip. Put him down. Take him out. Line him up on the wall. We don't give a damn. Bring your Jezebelians. Full of rebellions. We gon' take him down. Isaiah. Call my little brother. Yes, time to go to war with these suckers. Talking this and that. We ain't playing no more game. Ain't no next episode. Now we take him out. End of the season. Conclusion. The mad director done told ya. It's a wrap. Bitch. Don't hold ya. Don't you get it? This ain't what you need. Separation is what you need. Yes, it's a divorce. A new marriage. Real black love coming back to the kingdom. That's right. Ain't nobody telling us anything anymore. No, I am not Musa. I am Moses. Get it twisted or you get mitosis. I don't play this game no more. The translation or what you call lost station of languages is the confusion. That's right, Tower of Babel. It's about to end like a Tower of Apple. Taking candy from a baby like a apple. Suckers never understood because they were in a fable. Fable mind stated. Now we bring it to you, I annihilated. Yes, get in the hip light. You soft ass, hip soft niggas. You lukewarm. spirits evolve. You know what I mean? Don't you get it twisted. It's not that about anything, all black and white, but it's all about you, the children of the light. Wake up. No way out.
Woo! Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Straight to the dome.
Straight to the dome. Shalom. Shalom to your dome, sucker. Take out the demon hip hop away from you and birth history wood, hip light. Keep it.